I'd like to start by asking you about your recent projects in China. And you seem to be very proud of that project in Zhangjiagang, the new terminal that just opened up in June.
Yeah.
Now, I noticed that on your website it says that Vopak owns 100% of this terminal.
That's correct.
Yeah. Now, why are you so proud of this project, and how is it that you became a 100% owner of this terminal?
Well, we're proud of the project because this was the first project of which we indeed owned 100%. In countries like China, so far we always needed partners, definitely in the beginning, also for all your licensing, for all the local regulations, for all the local connections you need to construct a terminal. And with all the experience we have been gaining since '91, when we have built our first terminal in Ningbo, we thought we at least had the experience to build a terminal ourselves in China, then Zhangjiagang gave us the opportunity to have a 100% owned company, and this is then the first project we've built so far there, and at least in a 100% setting. And we did it in budget, in time, and with very much interest of customers, and that's something to be proud of, and without any accidents or whatever, so we could manage the contract as well, we could get all the stuff, and we could get all the licenses to build it. So that's why we're proud of it.
This is the most recent project in China?
That's the most recent new project in China.
Project.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Yeah. Are you in the midst of doing new projects now? Are you in the midst of about to start up?
We are expanding almost at all our terminals. In China we're also expanding in Lanshan, we're expanding in Caojing, we're expanding again in Zhangjiagang, in Ningbo we have so far covered all the ground we have, all the, let's say, the soil and the ground we have available. But we're always looking at new opportunities for new greenfield projects.
Right. So you said you're looking to expand all the 5 terminals that you have in China now.
The ones where we are expanding are Lanshan, Caojing, and Zhangjiagang. In Tianjin, we don't have immediately land available now, but we're working on a project. In Xiamen, we are not expanding, and Ningbo, we would look at opportunities there with all new developments within Ningbo, with a new cracker, with a new refinery, all these things, and that will definitely require some new tankage again.
Is the Chinese government supportive of your expansion plans?
Yes, they are very supportive, and what we deem very positive at the moment in China is that the Chinese government seems to reward our safety record and image we have as a company of let's say bringing in the latest technology and really being committed to environmental clean operations and safe operations, and that is a topic within China. That's a topic I think where we can contribute in good developments within China, and that's being recognized by many port authorities now, and they are looking for our cooperation in projects. Yeah.
Indeed, the current government seems to be very concerned about environment, health, safety issues. So you are giving them some kind of credentials.
At least we bring in our know-how as the world market leader in third-party storage, and we will use if we build a terminal in China, we will use the latest technology and all the lessons we've learned so far in the US and Europe. So we bring it up to the latest standards of safety and environment issues worldwide. Right.
What kind of investments do you think Vopak will be putting into China in the next 3 to 5 years?
That's difficult to say. We all have our plans, but in the end we only can say announce things when they're really 100% sure. And we're working on a lot of projects, and we hope we can deliver quite some new projects there. But we can only celebrate them when it's sealed and signed.
Right. But it looks like things are moving quite nicely for your company in China. You already have projects on the
We have 6 terminals, 6 terminals operational.
6 terminals, right?
We have new projects to look at and to cooperate in, and therefore we're positive. We have positive expectations of China.
That will come, yeah. Now, the Chinese government also recently opened up the oil storage business to private parties and even foreign companies. Are you part of that?
We presently don't have, I mean, Xiamen is an oil terminal, the rest is all chemicals, but we are looking at oil business as well. As for, let's say in the past, we looked at it at a more opportunistic opportunities. You really see some developments now in the Chinese market, which indeed looks like liberalizing the oil market. And if that happens, then it's interesting for companies like us to have a look at that. So we look at both oil as well as chemical opportunities within China.
Have you had any indications from the government that they're prepared to let Vopak take a bigger role in the oil storage business?
That's not the way it goes. We haven't had any indications that they limited us. But again, and I think that's a good thing, in China you need to take the initiative yourself, and you need to be able to work on projects yourself, and if you come up with the right ones, what we've seen so far, that the government is supporting us.
Up to date now, how much money has Vopak invested in China?
As a total investment, I would, but this is just a guess, I would say it's around 500 million, 500-600 million euros.
Now, looking at Singapore now, where you have your largest investment in Asia, are you pleased with the progress that Singapore has been getting for your company?
We're very happy with the developments of our company in Singapore, yes. Singapore has been the start of our operations here in Asia. It has been the basis for all our expansions, and so far we have been able to grow quite a bit. We've grown from one terminal in 1982 to 4 nowadays, and still doing a lot of expansions on that. So yes, we are very happy with our developments in Singapore. Over the last 2-3 years, I think the market in Singapore has even maybe exploded. There's many new companies. From a point of view of the government, we would have done that differently, but that was what 4 years ago, when it wasn't that hot yet, and we were looking at Jurong Island of how would that be developed. So, but we were happy that we could get a part of that at least, and I think that Singapore has still a great future ahead of them, having not only the physical facilities here, but all having let's say, what I always call the software around the terminals very well implemented as well. So that meaning the banking, that means the insurance, that means the price setting, that means all the other institutions which are necessary to develop in a real trading hub. 2
of your projects are near completion, one in Sebarok, one in Banyang. When are those 2 exactly expected to start up?
Yeah, the Sebarok one is expected to be started up in what I thought the beginning of next year, so that's February. And the Banyang one is also, I believe, the first phase is like October, and then it develops onwards to February when it's ready as well.
October as in October 2007?
Yes.
Okay, so it's starting up already?
Yes.
And the full startup would be?
Sorry, no, that
08.
So 08, eh? Okay. That's the Banyang. That's what we call the third phase of Banyang.
Yeah, the big
so
one.
We have been delivering tanks, but the third phase is 2008.
2008, okay. Now, currently, every engineering firm and as well as every project developer is complaining about material shortage, high cost of materials, as well as a shortage of personnel.
Yeah.
Has any of these affected the progress of your project?
Not so much affected yet, but it shows that we're going to a higher level of also rates and tariffs. It's what you see, what has happened to the construction cost. That's enormous. And it's indeed one, having a contractor, because there's just a shortage of labor, but then secondly is also develop it for the right price. And you see with the structural higher price in construction, and it's not that it's only the tank storage market, it's also all the other areas. I mean, I just spent a few days in Singapore here. I think if you want to rent a crane, that's going to be quite difficult. Look where they all are.
There's no cranes to rent at the moment?
On everything. It's whichever resources you look, whether it's contractors, whether it's construction workers, whether it's cranes, whether it's steel, whether it's all pretty tight. So that does something with the pricing, and that's how we look at it. We at least look at the break-even levels of some projects we do, or let's say from a profitability point of view. That there need to be structural higher prices in the future.
You may have to look at raising storage fees from next year? Or is that the trend for the whole industry?
Everybody is viewing the same contracting prices, and a lot of people always use historic prices as their reference.
Yes.
But that doesn't make much sense. It's the same with oil. Do we expect to go back to the $18 level? I don't think so, because you see all the new investments have to come in at a higher price. So I don't think we're going back to the low levels which we've seen in the past, and this is a structural trend which we presently see.
So there is a
I don't see a softening.